The Toronto Blue Jays are standing at a crossroads this spring, and the wind whipping through Dunedin carries more than just warm air and optimism. It carries tension, it carries questions, it carries the uncomfortable truth that for the first time in a long time, this organization has too much pitching, not too little. And as we welcome you back to the Blue Jays Report, that is exactly where today's story begins, with 6 men staring at 5 chairs, and one of them knowing, deep down, that the music will stop without their name being called. Spring training is usually a place of hope, a place where everyone tells themselves a good story. But this year, hope has sharp edges. Kevin Gausman sits quietly in his own corner of the room, calm, composed, almost bored by the drama unfolding around him. He has earned that right. At 35, the only real question attached to his name is the kind whispered politely, as if afraid to offend him, wondering whether age might finally tap him on the shoulder. But until that day actually arrives, Gausman isn't fighting for anything. His chair is bolted to the floor. Dylan Cease, meanwhile, doesn't even pretend this competition applies to him. When you hand a man $210 million, you don't ask him whether he belongs. You ask what version of himself is about to show up. Will it be the Cy Young caliber force that bends lineups to his will, or the more volatile artist who occasionally loses the strike zone? Either way, Cease isn't going anywhere, and everyone in that room knows it. That's when the atmosphere changes, because Shane Bieber enters the conversation, and suddenly the air feels thinner. On paper, he's a lock. In reality, he's a question mark with a halo. The upside is intoxicating. A fully healthy Shane Bieber is the kind of pitcher who turns October dreams into something tangible. But forearm fatigue doesn't care about dreams, and the Blue Jays are painfully aware that rushing him could cost far more than a few April starts. If his spring even hints at discomfort, Toronto may choose patience over pride, and that single decision could reshape the entire rotation. This is where Trey Savage looms, not as a problem, but as a temptation. 22 years old, carrying the weight of a fan base's imagination, Savage feels like the future trying to knock the door down before it's fully built. He has done everything asked of him so far, yet the brutal arithmetic of baseball remains undefeated. 14 regular season innings do not guarantee survival over 162 games. The Blue Jays must decide whether to chase the thrill of his upside now or protect his arm like a rare artifact meant to last a decade. And if everyone else looks sharp, Savage becomes the easiest name to shield, even if it feels cruel. Before we go any further, this is a good moment to remind you to like the video, share it with a fellow Jays fan who's already arguing about the rotation, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report if you want clear-eyed analysis without the sugarcoating. These decisions matter, and they're worth following closely. Jose Barrios stands at the heart of the controversy, wearing the scars of last season like a misunderstood veteran. Too many have rewritten his story as decline, forgetting how steady and reliable he has been for most of his career. He doesn't promise brilliance every 5th day, but he promises something just as valuable: innings, real innings, the kind that protect bullpens and stabilize seasons. His second-half struggles were less about being figured out and more about pitching through pain, something this league punishes ruthlessly. If he's healthy, Barrios has every right to demand a seat. Then there's Cody Ponce, the wildcard, the traveler returning from abroad with a suitcase full of reinvention. The pitcher Toronto last saw years ago is not the same man who dominated overseas. New pitches, new sequencing, new confidence, but still an unanswered question at the major league level. He could emerge as a revelation, or he could remind everyone how unforgiving this league can be. His bullpen experience gives the Blue Jays flexibility, and flexibility often decides these battles. This is the cruel beauty of it all. If someone gets hurt, the decision makes itself. If someone struggles, the hierarchy becomes clear. But if everyone shines, if every arm looks ready, then management must choose not based on talent, but timing, control, and long-term vision. Someone will be unhappy. Someone will feel overlooked. And that, strangely enough, is a luxury this franchise hasn't always enjoyed. As the season approaches, remember this moment. Remember that the Blue Jays are no longer begging for answers on the mound. They are choosing between them. And when that first rotation takes the field, it won't just represent who won spring training. It will reflect how this organization sees its future. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Who deserves that final spot, and who should wait? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report, because this story is only just beginning. And as always, go Jays!